Are you including these 20 important questions in your work from home surveys? Working from home has quickly become commonplace among many industries. Whether you're in tech, finance, consulting, or even healthcare, chances are a fraction of your employees are working from home. Although there are tons of benefits to working remotely, having your employees dispersed in multiple locations can present its own unique challenges. I'm Raid, and in today's video, we'll go over 20 different work from home survey questions you should be using to gauge your employees' work from home experiences. Let's go. There's no denying it. Working from home is a completely different work experience than working from the office. Like with any other new change, transitioning to work from home life can take some getting used to. You'll want to gather feedback to make your employees feel seen and heard during this transitional period. Figure out if they have technical setup needs required at their home office, if they're feeling isolated from their teammates, and if they have what they need to thrive in their remote positions. In particular, the adjustment from in-office teamwork to connecting with your team members via the internet can be a difficult one. This is where regular surveys come in handy. Conducting surveys gives you the critical information you need regarding staffing issues, potential benefit changes, perks, and workflow challenges. Without gathering this information and using it to better the work from home experience, you'll likely see a drop in overall employee performance and satisfaction, as well as retention. These tools will come in handy as far as retention goes. Your employees' priorities can change over time, and having a clear idea of what matters can help your organization stay on top of its game. You can adjust accordingly with more attractive compensation plans, figure out bonuses, or adjust time off for a better work-life balance. So now that you know how viable employee work from home surveys are, let's discuss the questions you should include in those surveys. First off, these 3 points will impact the type of questions you'll ask. Questions will vary based on the size of your company, the products or services it provides, and the size of your staff. For example, if you run an accounting firm, April may be a more stressful time of year. So tapping into employees' mindset during this time when they're potentially the most overworked or frustrated can really help you gather important info on stressors as well as make your employees feel seen during a difficult season at work. Your organization's values and accepted behaviors are what make up your company's culture. Tapping into the company culture can be more difficult when employees are spread out and isolated. To keep company culture thriving during a remote work period, include these helpful questions in your work from home surveys. Some areas worth touching on are mental health, social engagement, satisfaction, and inclusion. Do you feel lonely while working from home? Are you able to make personal connections with colleagues and managers in the work environment? Are you happy with the number of times you interact with your colleagues on a daily basis? Do you feel supported in all aspects of your job? Is there anything you miss about the office that you can't have at home? While a lack of company culture can hinder your employees' work performance, issues like logistical challenges can really make remote work a logistical nightmare. Perhaps an employee used to sit near their colleague and could just walk over to their desk for a quick check-in. Now, with employees being spread out remotely, your employees will have to do more logistical planning to get a check-in on calendars, even just to ask a simple question. Here are 5 logistical work from home survey questions you can include to help streamline the logistical aspects of work. Can you reach your manager when you need to during the workday? Do you have difficulty connecting with your colleagues during the workday? How do you feel about the number of meetings currently scheduled in your workday? Are you aware of all your project deadlines? Are your daily objectives clear? You'll also want to take a look at the technological aspects of your remote work experience. Things like a slow internet connection and not having the correct software or hardware can also hinder your employees' work. When discussing the technological aspects in your survey, make sure to work hand in hand with your IT team to gather the most important and helpful information. Here are some great technological questions to include. Do you feel satisfied with your remote work tools, such as VPN, laptop, and mobile phone? In the past week, how much time have you spent troubleshooting technical issues? Are you aware of the latest software security policies at our workplace? Which necessary tools are you missing at home that you have access to in the office? Have you purchased any additional tools to support your work from home productivity? Last but certainly not least, you'll want to dig into any productivity issues your team may be having while working from home. It's important that you focus on employee outcomes rather than the amount of time employees once spent in the office. Here are 5 productivity questions to ask your remote employees. Are you as productive at home as you were in the office? Do you have the productivity tools you need to do your job effectively? What is your biggest distraction while working from home? How can your team support you to ensure you remain focused during the workday? Do you feel you have a good work-life balance? Make sure you don't shy away from implementing these surveys. Whether or not you implement all or just some of these questions, your surveys will likely improve your remote employees' working experiences. To keep backlash or overly negative answers at bay, offer positive reinforcement for completing the survey and make it super clear that employees won't be penalized from filling out the surveys honestly. And when using Jotform, polling your employees on a regular basis is simple and the form builder is intuitive and easy to use. Keep in mind, improvements won't happen overnight, but it's best to get started on improving work from home conditions as soon as possible. And there you have it. All the helpful questions you could possibly need to check in with your remote employees consistently and ensure that your company's work from home culture and overall performance is thriving. Let's review. Here are the 4 different areas in which you should implement survey questions for your work from home employees. There are cultural questions like, do you feel lonely while working from home? There are logistical questions to ask like, can you reach your manager when you need to? There are technological questions to include like, do you feel satisfied with your remote work tools? And lastly, you'll want to include productivity questions like, are you as productive at home as you were in the office? Until next time, I'm Raid with Jotform. Don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks for watching.